as well. You're killing me with...
No.
It's a family secret. Oh.
Come on, you gotta tell me that. Come on, you could do it. Come on. What's the family secret recipe?
It's ground garlic and a little bit of soy.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
I thought it was a family secret.
It's a recipe.
No. You said to me, this is a family secret, and you gave it up to me. Boom. Don't look to John, because he's not gonna help you. You spill the secret family recipe today, maybe you spill about me tomorrow. Is that something maybe that's a possibility?
Listen, I was just saying.
You were just saying. Just saying gets people sent to Allenwood. Just saying could get you buried real quick.
Well, this true life narrative that was just so compelling to me, in which you have one brother who's the most notorious crime figure in Boston's history, while his brother's the most powerful politician in the city, and then you add in the fact that their childhood friend is ascending the ranks of the FBI and giving this particular man a license to kill. It was just too good to pass up.
Yeah, I think it was a little mystical to me. Like, I really don't know what he did that was so different or so special. I mean, there wasn't a lot of notes. There was just sort of a confidence and an ease in his manner, and he made everybody feel good after takes, and but he was a little tricky sometimes, where he'd sort of lay in a certain compliment that you wanted a different compliment, and you were like, maybe I could get that compliment or something.
Yeah, I tend to like to use actors in ways that I, just as a fan of cinema, have never seen them, whether it's Jeff Bridges as an aging musician, or Christian Bale as a very vulnerable and loving brother in Out of the Furnace. So in this, Johnny is a man who's extremely soulful and kind and gentle, and typically plays characters that are always likable or that we empathize with. And I wanted to see Johnny Depp give a performance with a sense of danger from him that I'd never seen. But the transformation from who Johnny Depp is to Whitey Bulger was vast. And as Joel said, so often he would arrive for makeup before most everybody else. So when I would see him on set, I would see him as Jimmy Bulger. And then afterwards, at the end of the day, when I might go over and have a drink or hang out, he's Johnny Depp. And I say to myself, holy, I've got Johnny Depp in my movie. I mean, it's crazy. Like, that's Johnny Depp. And the first time I saw him, we did many, many tests, but the first time that I saw him, and I said, wow, we finally got it right. It was everything, because that's critical for that part.
What the true, incredibly unusual true story of this story is in that time in South Boston. But for me as an actor, to have such a great meal to chew on that is John Connolly, a man stuck in such an incredible vice of his own making, and watching him kind of try and spin the plates without breaking them, and the anxiety that it allowed me to play with such an incredible cast that Scott had assembled from Johnny at the top of the Christmas tree all the way down to all these guys, was just too marvelous. I actually really thought it was too good to be true.
It wasn't difficult to shoot. I mean, it's not a nice thing to have happen or go through, but I know at the end of the day I am still an actor, and I know he's not going to hurt me, but it was actually great to shoot. I knew I had Scott in my corner watching the monitor, and we didn't over film it, and basically, I didn't see Johnny that day until I opened the door, and so to see him there, as Joel said, and he looks like that, but also it's what's coming from inside, that there's already something happening before you even begin the scene, and that was thrilling, and it ups your game. So I felt like I learned something that day, and it was very special.
Think of this one scene that in my head it just seemed to be going terribly, and then thinking back to it, it was just because I was trying to figure out what the hell was happening in his eyes.
If nobody sees it, didn't happen.
Jimmy, he's 6. You really think that's the best thing to be telling your kid?
Yeah.
I read the script and I wanted to meet with Scott. I just wanted Scott to meet me just to see if maybe he wanted me to be in the movie. And then he did. And that was awesome. And then I wanted to be a part of it because the idea of someone having an intimate relationship with such a diabolical man was very interesting to me.
I understood what the plot function of my character was in the story, which was to sort of like turn up the volume at a certain point in the movie. It's like a kind of pivot that the movie does. I knew that there's like a variety of ways I could do it. I knew Scott from my wife having worked with him, so to me, it was just sort of an interesting idea story-wise.
A lot of people were aware of him. He was on the FBI's most wanted list, number 2, but not in depth in the way that I am now, and I think we are now, with the wealth of knowledge that we discovered.
I first heard about him when I was doing Mystic River because we were shooting in that place and in that world, and there were a lot of people that were kind of involved with the movie that started to just talk about it. A friend of mine actually a good friend of mine is from South Boston, and he was kind of saying that, this guy's life would make a great story, and told me the thing about Jimmy and Billy and the kind of two sides of the law in terms of that.
Still smelling like 10 keys. You couldn't stop me if you tried, cause the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Come the truth. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Come alive. The devil is a lie.
Jimmy, when did you get out of Alcatraz?
Oh, that's nearly 10 years ago.
Well, it's wonderful to have you back in the neighborhood, son.